Hey, I'm Jeff McDaniel with Train for Life, and today we're talking about walking. For me, the daily walk is a non-negotiable. If there's one thing you should be able to do every single day for the rest of your life, it's walk. And the benefits of walking, I think, are undervalued. I mean, we're talking about blood sugar level control, cardiovascular improvement, stress reduction, you'll have better digestion, better sleep, on and on and on. And so this is one of the things I want you to really buy into. If you're considering about being a fit individual, walking's got to be part of it. Now, let's get it straight. No one's going to walk and get abs. No one's going to walk and get tight, toned, defined body that, you know, maybe you would get from doing other types of training. It's walking, but what it is, it's a baseline of health. And by the way, you're not going to get the body of your dreams by just doing high intensity to exercise. It takes both. I mean, it's got to be both the aerobic and the anaerobic type of training. So what walking does, though, is provide a consistent baseline. And consistency beats intensity. If I know I might not be able to get to the gym that day, might not be able to work out for a few days, I can walk. And again, ideally, you should be able to walk for the rest of your life. So it's something I want you to really buy into, and we'll talk about some walking progression. But first, I want to give you 5K walking. Now, I'm not talking about walking a 5K, but 5K as in 5 keys. Number 1, toes forward, 2 knees flexed, 3 midfoot strike, 4 opposite arm leg action, and number 5, 4-4 rhythmic breathing. I want to break that down. So number 1, toes forward. When you walk, you should be able to walk toes forward. So many people, they have tight ankles, tight heel cords, and they'll walk like this. This is not so awesome and not a good look either, right? So we got to straighten those things out. Like if your tires on your car were out of alignment, it causes a whole host of issues. And when we walk with our foot turned out, it misaligns everything. My hip is out of alignment. It messes out, pelvic alignment, which will cause spinal issues down the road. So we got to walk with toes forward. And when you see people that walk like this, they're just setting themselves up for knee, ankle, hip, and maybe even low back issues down the road. So I want you to practice that. Practice the toe forwards approach. We should be able to walk toes forward, squat toes forward, basically keep your feet in alignment. Number 2, knees flexed. We don't want to be locking out our knees. That's very impactful on your meniscus, and you got to think about brake pads in between your joints. You've only got a limited supply of it. Just like your car has brake pads, you can wear those things down. We got to have soft knees. Be kind of athletic. So as you walk, you're here. And sometimes if you start to feel yourself stiffen up, you may be like getting stiff-legged and overstriding, which brings me to the next one, number 3, midfoot strike. We don't want to walk on our heels. The heels are the brakes. Bam! I mean, when you think about like running, you would go here, but like if you're always heel striking, that's causing this reverberation up through your back, and it's going to be, your spine's going to be like an accordion. So we got to have, and oh, by the way, the other flip side of that is not up on our tippy toes. Okay, think about like a racehorse. I want a midfoot strike, so toes forward and midfoot strike. Number 4, opposite arm leg action. I mean, this is how this is supposed to be. You see people and I guess they get confused, and this is not a 90s hip hop dance. You know what I'm talking about? Like, that's also good maybe if you're in the end zone scoring a touchdown, but we should be able to go opposite arm leg action. That's how the body was created. 5th and final one, 4-4 rhythmic breathing. Breathing is what will drive movement, okay? You want a 4-step inhale through the nose, 4-step exhale through the mouth, ideally with pursed lips. So 4-step, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how you maintain that. What that's going to do is a host of things. Number 1, you won't fatigue as much. You have better aerobic conditioning. You'll get more benefits from it. Plus, nasal breathing is key. It opens up your blood vessels. There's a thing called vasodilation, where basically if I stress breathe, like, that does so many bad things for your body. You want to breathe into the nose. The nose is a filter. It opens up your blood vessels. You get better blood flow, better circulation, and better nutrient-rich blood going into your joints, so your joints will feel as achy the next day. Second, the exhale through the mouth. Now, you can do nasal breathing the whole time. This could be challenging from your conditioning. But get that concept, and by the way, I can like slow this down. I can go a slower 4-step, or I could speed this thing up like Jessica likes to do a little power walk and it's okay, so you can mix and match it, but the key is like, you know, you want to get these 5 keys down. This will help you, and by the way, the breathing will drive the movement. You'll have energy more at the end than when you started. Okay, so let's say you don't walk right now. Here's a great walking progression. You can get started with this today. There's so many benefits. I'm telling you, it will improve your digestion. It'll improve your sleep. It'll lower your blood sugar levels. I like to use it as a digestion walk because your body will digest your food better and more effectively and put it to use if you do this following a big meal. So here's your walking progression that you can get started 4 weeks. Week 1, put 5 minutes on the clock. This is if you're just getting started. Set a timer for 5 minutes, walk. When the timer goes off, walk back. That's a 10-minute walk. Do that consistently. You may be like, oh, I can walk more than 10 minutes. Yes, but can you do 10 minutes every single day? That's the goal. Week 2, put the timer to 10 minutes. Now you're up to 20 minutes of a walk. And then week 3, 15 minutes. Week 4, 4 minutes. And build up to ideally to where you can do an hour-long walk. Your goal for a fit individual is to work up to doing a marathon each week and walking. That's really, when I talk about like a baseline of health, that's that. Now, Train for Life, we try to bring in this kind of mind, body, spirit, improving you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So how does that apply with walking? It's Deuteronomy 5:33. And Deuteronomy 5:33 says, walk in obedience in all that the Lord your God has commanded you so that you may live and prosper and live well and live a long life. If you want to prosper, if you want to live a good quality long life, walk in obedience to all the Lord your God has commanded you. By the way, like walking, this is the ultimate de-stressor. I mean, this is your chance to actually connect with your Creator. I mean, whether you do it in the mornings, you do it in the evenings, I mean, both can work. Sometimes if you want to get up and start your day walking with the Lord, powerful. The rest of your day, we were just talking about this, about how you'll have more peace and joy, less anxiety, less depression, less stress if you get up and find a way to connect with the Lord. Walking will be a great opportunity to do that. Maybe it's after work and you want to use this as a de-stressor. But walking is amazing. Yes, you could listen to music or podcast, and that has its place, but I'm telling you, walk with the Lord, your life will change. And I'll see you next time on Train for Life.